Thank you for joining us today. I have the pleasure of talking to the beautiful and amazing Kedlyn Colon. She's an agency owner with FFL Millennial Flame, and I spelled that wrong, but it's supposed to be FFL Millennial Flame. And so she's gonna talk. We're gonna talk to her about her journey with Family First Life and just being a boss and a boss woman in business. So welcome, Kedlyn. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to meet with me.
Of course, of course. I'm actually really excited to be doing this. I feel like we were chatting yesterday.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of females still, okay?
yeah.
Still, killing in this industry, killing in the business and stuff. So I'm really excited to be doing this, joining forces, like I like to call it, to bring a little bit of sazon, like we say in PR, to the
Yes.
picture.
All right, perfect. So you've been with FFL for how long?
I've been with FFL for a year and a half now. So after I got my license, I started working with FFL right away.
Okay.
And here we are to today. Like I love
Agency
it.
owner. Agency owner
Yes,
after a year and a half.
thank
That's
God.
that's dope. And you have your own logo.
I do.
Okay. And then your own
Yeah.
team name, obviously. So how old are you?
I just turned 23 actually.
Yes, I love it.
Um, I turned 23 probably less than a month ago.
Okay.
June 18th actually. I feel like I'm still 22. So sometimes when people ask me, I'm like I'm 22, and then I'm like, wait, hold up, I just turned 23. I'm 23. My apologies.
Okay, so you're still young. You're nowhere near how old I am. But I love it because you know what I'm saying, if I always say, like, if I would have found out about insurance when I was your age, like the sky's the freaking limit. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like I think I was 36 years old when I found out about insurance. So the fact that you figured this out, found out like about life insurance in this industry at such a young age, that's a blessing. Now, what were you doing before?
I was in the hospitality industry.
Uh-huh.
I became a manager after 2 years, so I started from the bottom basically. And honestly, I took that job just because I was a full time student, a college student at the time. So I was like, okay, I need to find a job so I can sustain myself and still, go to college and do everything that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I grew within the hospitality industry. I became a manager, and then I was still a full time student, and then I found FFL actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I found FFL way before. So this is crazy. My mom has been in the industry, like insurance industry, for 20 plus years, right?
Okay.
But in PR, like it's completely different. Believe me, we don't even have any what an integrity partner and nothing to it. Like it's crazy. Okay, so let's not get confused, people. Let's not get confused. So my mom was doing that for 20 years, basically my entire life in PR. And then when I turned 18, I knew the value of having an IUL, right? And
Mm.
I wanted to have my own IUL. So at that time, my mom still didn't have her license transferred to the US. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a long ass process. So the point is that I was like, okay, I'm not gonna wait until you get your license moved over here, the non-resident over here. So we need to figure it out something. So she found this agent through social media. This agent, it's in FFL, still to today in FFL. And he went to my house. We booked an appointment, and I was like, "Hey, I just need you as an agent to write me an IUL. I already know what I want. I just need you as an agent to write me this IUL because obviously I don't have a license, so I can't even do it for myself."
That's the easiest
Um,
sale ever. Oh my God.
so he was like, "How much are you willing to invest?" And then I told him that amount because I already had that the knowledge, right? So
Yeah.
he's like, "How much are you willing to invest?" Okay, so I want to do this. I want to overfund over this. Like I already
You
knew.
already knew.
And he's
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? I'm like, bro, I just need your license. I just need your license so you can write this policy. So I knew about FFL at 18 years old, but I didn't want to really pursue with the career. Like I didn't want to really get into the industry. I didn't really want to do this. Like I was like, my mom has been doing this for the longest time. I'm not really feeling it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to follow those steps.
Yeah.
So he presented the opportunity, like FFL opportunity to me, and I was like, no, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah.
But then I believe I was 21. Yeah, 21. And I was like, you know what? Let's just see how it is. Let me just pass my exam, see if I like it or not. And I mean, I'm still here
Now
a
it's
year and a half
history,
later.
right? That's dope. I love that. So let me. Okay, this is a good conversation. So, what do you think is the biggest difference between your mom's insurance company in Puerto Rico, or what you saw her go through,
Yeah.
and what's going on with FFL now? Like, what's the big difference you think?
There's a lot of that, like it's a lot.
Okay.
First things first, the comp, like it's amazing. Like over there,
Yeah.
you start at 30. My mom was an agency owner, so she reached the 80%. So agency owner over there, it's 80% of comp.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so not even 100%, which usually we start our agents at 100 plus over there.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So number two, there's no such thing as leads. So my mom always worked her warm market, door knocking, doing this, doing that. And I'm telling you, my mom, she has an agency, and over there, for you to have an agency, like it means that you make a lot of money and you bring
Okay.
a lot of people. So
Hmm.
it was a big deal. So she had to door knock, she had to pivot into referrals. Like it was just a lot of work.
Okay.
We don't have integrity over there.
No.
Or I mean, back at the time, because now FFL, FYI, it's over there.
Yeah.
But over there, we didn't really have integrity or anything like integrity over there. So it was
Yeah.
like, okay, you have your own agency, but you had to work every single day and sell every single day because, like, there's no other route. Like, you either get paid because of overrides or because of your personal sales.
Hmm.
So it was just too much for me. It was like,
Okay.
it's beautiful. I like it because you're helping people, but it's just like, for me, it was boring. It was repetitive. It was just too little. I didn't see myself doing that because of that perspective that I have
Correct.
from PR, from my mom, and so on. But then when I saw FFL, the structure, the value, the trainings, the leads, come
Yeah.
on. Like, people requesting for insurance, and you just have to call them and be like, hey, at what time tomorrow can we meet? That type of thing. So for me, it was like, okay, if my mom did this in PR at 80% of comp,
Yeah.
agency owner, no leads, bro, I have gold over here. Like, I can build so much more.
Yeah.
Fun fact, my mom now it's working with me.
I was gonna ask you. That's really cool. I love that. So your mom is on your team.
She's on my team now, which is crazy. I'm telling you, like, she's like, she's another level, and here I am just starting in a year and a half. But it's crazy. I mean, I feel like, and this brings me to the fact that you don't have to be an expert
Yes.
to become something bigger in this industry or with Family First Life. That we have so many opportunities. Like, every single opportunity is open for anyone that's willing to work hard and be consistent with it. I feel like those are the two keys to really be successful in this business. Period.
Mm-hmm.
It's just use everything that is in your advantage.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't have kids. I don't have anything like a responsibility of a human being.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm figuring out things. I had the time to do that. And I'm just enjoying the process of growth and helping not only families as far as clients goes, but helping families to put money in their table. Like,
Oh.
it's crazy how many people legit call me and they're like, I don't understand. Like, how is that I didn't listen to you before? Like,
Mm.
this is crazy. Like, I'm finally providing for my family. Like, I'm finally being able to provide to a different level.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm sacrificing the time that I have with them now. Like, I'm working. It's like that type of balance, work
Yeah.
balance and having that time with them, versus prior it was like I need to have 3 jobs, no time with my family to just survive
Right.
type
Right.
of thing.
Right.
So now it's just like, oh, okay, let me just listen to whatever she's saying. She's told me 3, but I really don't care. Let me just listen because I see her. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy how everything is like.
So what? Let me ask you this: what's your team? What's your biggest month? How many families was your biggest month that you helped
182 families.
in 1 month? A team.
Yes, in
And
one
then
month.
how many? Do you know how many licensed agents you have?
Right now we have 40 licensed agents. But I mean, for sure that are like ready to go, because we have a lot of new people that just
Mm-hmm.
got last month.
Okay.
Okay. So out of those 40 agents, 20 are like already in the business, like they're following the structure and so on. The other are just, we're bringing people in a massive way now.
Yeah.
It's different from when I started, because at the beginning I was like just bringing my warm market. I was just bringing people that I used to manage or I used to go to college with.
Mm-hmm.
Now it has gotten to a point that it's like, I want the big sharks. Like I want, like, what is your IMO offering over here? I'm going to beat that. Like, I'm going to make it happen for you. Like, let's just work together. Yeah. So that's why we're in that transition of like, getting more agents that are already licensed and so on, and opening the doors and opportunities for other people as well.
Yeah. So that's dope. So and I'm sure in this short amount of time, like your life is, because you said you were in hospitality before, right?
Correct.
So you probably weren't making a ton of money.
No. I was okay. I mean, I was 18. I didn't have much responsibility, so I was doing okay.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, the change wasn't even about the money, and I need to be really real. Like, it was not about the money. I was getting paid $24 an hour.
Okay.
So 18-year-old,
that's good. Yeah.
Car payment, insurance. For me, I was good. I was in a really good situation. But for me, it was like the fact that I was, number one, I got bored. And I felt at some point, I don't know if this has happened to you at some point in your life, but I used to wake up and I felt that I was just following a routine with no purpose. Like, I was just doing things just because I had to do them, not because I was passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I love people. I love people. I love communicating. I love talking. I love informing. I love educating and so on. But for me, it got to a point that it was just like, is this even worth it? Like, I'm not at this point not even building something for me.
No.
Like, I'm just like working for someone else that is already a billionaire.
Yeah.
And I'm just putting more money in his pocket. That there's nothing wrong with it, but that's not what I wanted for my life. That's not what I want for my life.
That's nothing you can get like every day. Oh, I'm having this person getting richer and richer and richer. Like, I can't wait to get going in the morning.
Correct. So I was in this point that I was bored. I was tired. I was consumed. I was like, I'm not feeling it. If I'm not feeling it, like, it's not going to work for me. Like, I want to be happy. And that's when I decided that it was time for me to spread my wings. And I was like, okay, I need to leave.
Got you. That's a dope story. Like, I love that. So, and then I know, Kedlyn, your first language is not English, right? And so what would you say to those people that, they take the test and then they're like, oh, I can't do it. Like, I mean, obviously you had more to overcome.
Correct.
Than there's someone who was American born, right?
Correct.
So because the insurance license is a pretty easy license to get, but it's a lot of foreign information, information that you've never heard before. But you probably had a little heads up because you're mom.
Yeah. So, fun fact, I studied the entire thing in Spanish. Because in my mind, I was like, okay, this is my first language. I'm definitely going to understand everything better and so on. Fun fact, I failed my exam twice. Not once, but twice. And then the second time was like, I'm smart because I'm smart. Come on. I'm confident about this. It's in Spanish. Like, what's wrong with me? Yeah. So my mom was like, Kedlyn, just take it in English. Yeah. Like, let's just try something different. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Let's just try it. Why not? So I studied everything in English, and it's crazy how I legit passed my exam doing everything in English. I don't know how it happened. I'm just telling you that once I sat down in that chair, I was like, I understand this way better. Like, what's going on? So yeah, I passed my exam in English, guys. So it's crazy because Joe Basso was here at the office yesterday. We were doing a business overview and so on. And Leslie at some point was like, because we have a couple of Spanish speakers here, and Leslie at some point was like, listen, she sells and she messed up all the time. But the clients laugh with her, and that's how she sells life insurance. So for me, more than finding my language barrier as something wrong or bad.
This is
I
good.
like it.
Yeah.
I like having the struggles, the saying the words wrong at some point, or trying to express myself and getting frustrated because I'm thinking about it but I can't really say it in English. Like, I like that about me because
Okay.
number one, it's unique.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, she doesn't have it because her first language is English, so I have it here. But more than that, it's the fact that I get to also educate my Spanish people.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not that well educated when it comes to life insurance, finance, and so on, just because it's not part of the culture itself.
And I was going to ask you that. So why? Because if I have somebody in Spanish, I just send a Spanish agent, right?
Yeah.
Because they're more relatable. You know what I'm saying? And as opposed to them having to translate for me,
Correct.
like, it's a mess. So, but why do you think it's that block or that barrier out? You just because they're just not educated on how life insurance works? So what do you think is the root of that problem?
Listen, I feel like it's more about us not really caring. Like, it's something that it's not really a priority while we're growing up.
Got you.
And just because it's not a priority, like, for example, it's crazy to me now that I'm in the US, like, finally, like, stable here, because I was in and out for like a long time. But it's crazy to me that how we have been taught English. Like, we take an English class in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like 5 years old, 6 years old. I don't even know how old you when you're whatever. So since we're little until we graduate, and even in college, we had to take English classes. And I see adults in the US living here for 11 years, and still to today, they depend on their children to translate for them, because it's like not part of their culture to work a little bit harder.
Really?
It's like, we don't need it, so why use it, or why even intend to learn? Like, so for me, it's more about, in the culture itself, that's not something that's a priority. Unfortunately, it's not a priority.
Yeah.
And very little people that are Latinos really know the value of on life insurance, investing, spending, reading, just developing themselves to be something better. Like, we in our brains, since we were little, it's like you're stuck in here and you had to grow here. But in here, you, like, just to put it as the best way I can, in high school, I had no competition. Just to put it like that. And I was the best at everything, because it's not, I'm being real. It's like, I was the best at everything. But when I came over here for college, I'm like, shoot, I have to study harder. Everything is harder.
Yeah.
But it's because, like, the average over here for me was like, damn,
Right, I got you.
So I feel like it's more related to the culture, to be really honest. To answer your question, it's more related to the culture and the fact that we're not educated, we're not introduced into that. And it's unfortunately, but it is what it is. And I had to say that about my people. I'm Latina myself, but I have somehow learned how to pivot into, you can't be that comfortable. You can't procrastinate. You had to work. You can't be average. You had to work even harder, especially when I came over here. Like, my language barrier, for me at the beginning, I used to cry all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'm going for communication in college. Like, how am I even going to express myself? Legit.
I'm not laughing at you, but you're funny.
No, I get it. But I was like, this was my thought process. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I went for communication, TV and radio. And I'm like, so how am I going to do the presentation? Like, how am I going to express myself? This professor is going to give me a freaking F all the time. So for me, that was like, I can't allow that to happen. Like, I can't. So
this is what I think, what I'm hearing you say, right, is that and this is the difference, Kedlyn, between you, and it doesn't have to do with Puerto Rico, Latino, this is people, right?
Yeah.
That you're willing to push through the uncomfortable.
Yes.
To get to where you want to get to, because that's been the moral of your story. Like, you've been put in very uncomfortable situations, And most people in uncomfortable situations, they pull away from it. You push through it. And
Yeah.
so it's no surprise to me that you are here for a year and a half. You already have an agency. You're building, like, you are where you are. And this is just the beginning. Like, I
Yes.
cannot wait to see where you go. I love your energy. And I would love to keep this conversation going.
Oh my God, yes. I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
telling you, I went for communication, so this is my jam. This is my thing.
But we gotta cut it off. So, Kedlyn, you are hired. You're recruiting, right?
Yes.
You're building your team. And so, if someone wants to find you and they want to join your team, how do they find you?
So you can look for me on IG, my favorite platform ever. It's gonna be Kedlyn after my first name, Kedlyn. .Michelle is my middle name, Michelle. Or you can contact me in 407-655-8213. Again, 407-655-8213.
I love it. I love your energy, girl. I cannot wait to see where you go. And we will have to have you on here again because you got a lot to say and you bring a lot of value. So I appreciate it. And I love the fact, like I said, that you're young, you're killing it, and that you get things that people my age don't get. You know what I mean? And so it's a big deal. So you're special, and I'm proud of you. Okay.
Thank you.
So keep up the good work, girl. I can't wait to see what another year and a half does and where you're going. So thank you for your time. I know your time is valuable. And enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you.
All right, beautiful.
Bye, girl.